Hey guys, it's MU Sports TV and we are back again with another video. And we are going to discuss the latest injury updates at Manchester United. We know we are suffering, currently we are in an injury crisis, and I'm going to update you on the latest injuries regarding our players who are injured. Some who I think are out for the rest of the season, but some might be back in maybe in weeks or maybe in months. You all know that Eden Heaven was the latest United player to be injured, as he was stretched off against Leicester after a nasty challenge in the second half. After a brilliant first half against Leicester, he was forced off in the second half, and Toby Collier replaced him in that game. So, can we really see Eden Heaven before the end of this season, or that is a season done as far as it's concerned? But I'm going to update you on each and every player. We'll to tell you that we might see some of these players before the season ends. So currently we are on a 2 weeks break. It's a 1 week international break, but for Manchester United, they are not going to play any official match until the 1st of April, because next week is the FA Cup in the Premier League, and United, having been eliminated by Fulham in the round of the 5th round, they're not going to be featuring this weekend in the Premier League. And this might be as a boost, or this must be a blessing in disguise for Manchester United, because this will give the players enough time to rest and be ready for the next coming games. Because I tell you what, when the club football resumes for Manchester United, we are on a very tough run, because we faced Nottingham Forest, we faced Manchester City, and we faced Lyon, then Newcastle, then again we faced Lyon. So our next 5 games are crucial ones. Nottingham Forest, who beat us; Manchester City at home at Old Trafford. We faced Lyon, a very tough team at the moment. Then we faced Newcastle, a very tough team also, who won us at Old Trafford. And now we face also Lyon in the second leg at Old Trafford. So our next 5 games are going to be crucial, and this 2 weeks break might come as an advantage for us, because we need it, and also to give our players time to rest and recharge, and also those who are injured, to give them time to be fit enough to be able to help in the next coming 5 games. Remember, in the Europa League, we are facing Lyon, as I said, in the quarterfinals, first leg Lyon, and a second leg at Old Trafford. So guys, I'm going to start with Eden Heaven, the 18-year-old defender whom we signed from Arsenal in January. Eden Heaven, I've had a great game so far. He has his game against Arsenal, against Real Sociedad at home, also against Leicester away at the King Power. He had a good game the first half, as I said earlier, but unfortunately he was stretched off after a challenge by Patson Daka in the second half. And according to Ruben Amorim, he said that Eden Heaven was unable to speak after suffering that nasty challenge by Daka. But after the game, we received some reports that Eden Heaven, who was stretched off, was able to walk on his own to the timbers, but his leg was on braces and protective boots. So that was a sign of maybe he could be suffering from an ankle injury. So his injury is yet to be put official by the club. It's not yet announced which injury he's suffering from, whether it is ankle injury or a knee injury. So at the moment, we are just speculating that it might be an ankle injury, and approximately an ankle injury can take 3 to 4 weeks to heal. And for Eden Heaven, yesterday he had an update to the fans, his fans also. He said that he thanks the fans for their messages. He read all our messages, and his recovery is going smooth and fast. So taking from the words by the man himself, Eden Heaven, that his injury process, or the healing process of his injury, is going to be fast, and he will return fast fast than anticipated. So we hope that Eden Heaven's injury is not serious, and that he could be back in the next maybe 3 to 4 weeks, uh, if not 2 weeks. So we could be having Eden Heaven back by the time we face Newcastle, or maybe we face Lyon in the second leg of the Europa League tie. So for Eden Heaven, we are going to having back before the season ends, and it's going to feature and going to help us for the rest of the season. So I'm just speculating, or I'm just giving my opinion that Eden Heaven might be back before we face Lyon at Old Trafford. Another player who is injured but might return soon is Harry Maguire, the English defender who was injured against Fulham, remember, where Eden Heaven made his debut. So Fulham, against Fulham in the FA Cup, where we lost on penalty shootouts. Harry Maguire, I think he has been solid most games for us this season, and we are going to we missed him for those decisive goals he has scored for us against Porto, against Leicester in the FA Cup, also against I think he has been decisive for us this season. So against Ipswich as well, he scored the winning goal for us. So for Harry Maguire, his injury was not that serious, and he was supposed to be back this weekend when we faced Leicester at the King Power Stadium, but Ruben Amorim decided not to risk his injury because given that Leicester could not provide that much of competition for us, and they decided not to risk him, and he did not travel with the team. But Harry Maguire, he will be back against Nottingham Forest. That is the 1st of April. So for Harry Maguire, they're going to have him back in the next game against Nottingham Forest. Also, Mainoo Yoro, the young defender, was also injured against Arsenal. I don't know what injury he was suffering from, or what he's suffering from, but what I know is that we could also see Mainoo Yoro back for the game against Nottingham Forest. That is the 1st of April. So given that we are having a break of 2 weeks, as I said, this could be a blessing, a blessing in disguise for us, because we could be having two centre backs back for the game against Nottingham Forest. Having that, we are now missing Eden Heaven. We could have Mainoo Yoro back and Harry Maguire back for that game, and that could be a very big boost for us as we face a run of tough games as from the 1st of April. I know it's going to be difficult for us for the remainder of the season, but we are hoping that we could take this opportunity and win the Europa League, because that is the only way we can qualify for the Champions League next season. And if we want to win the FA Cup, that means next season there's going to be no European football, and it's going to be tough, because signing players without European football sometimes at the moment is going to be difficult, and we can only do better if we win the Europa League this season. So another set of injury boost, hopefully, if all goes to plan, is regarding Mainoo, the young midfielder. He was injured in training and has not been able to play for us for the last games, five or six games. We know he has been suffering in this new system of Ruben Amorim, but he was starting to get that new role in the attacking midfield for us. But unfortunately, he was injured and has not been able to play for us since we faced Spurs. That is when him, Amad Diallo, were all injured. It has been a tough run for Mainoo, as a speculation that he was to join Chelsea in January. Also regarding his new contract with the club, reports having that he's demanding for a salary of 180,000 per week. The club is not willing to pay that, considering the fact that we are under financial crisis at the moment. So For Kobe Mainoo demanding 108,000 a week, the club does not find it reasonable enough, and talks are still going between the club and the representatives of Kobe Mainoo regarding his new contract. But uh, some reports, and official reports, saying that Kobe Mainoo might be willing to leave United at the end of the season and maybe join other European clubs, not in the Premier League. So we are still waiting to see what will happen regarding Kobe Mainoo. But at the moment, Kobe Mainoo on his injury, he might also return on the 1st of April against Nottingham Forest if everything regarding his the rehab and injury healing process goes to plan. We could have Kobe Mainoo back against Nottingham Forest on the 1st of April. Another player on the sideline, Luke Shaw, has been injured since December. Um, I think he was also injured in training. Luke Shaw, he's been suffering injuries. After 2 games, he gets injured. So Luke Shaw, Ruben Amorim said that Luke Shaw will be back soon. So we don't know this soon is in the 1st of April or maybe in April. But what I can tell is that Luke Shaw might be back in April, in between the games of Nottingham Forest and Lyon at Old Trafford in the second leg. We could have Luke Shaw also back, and if Luke Shaw can be back, Luke Shaw is a very good defender. He can play as a left centre back, or he can play as a left wing back. So having Luke Shaw back also will be a good boost for us ahead of this crucial game. So an update on our goalkeeping department. We know that we have been missing Tom Heaton and Altibandir for some games now. I don't have an update on Team Tom Heaton, but for my Altibandir, all I know is that according to Ruben Amorim, he has been questioned in his press conferences, and what he is always saying is that they are recovering well, and that the recovery will determine the time that they will be back in the team training. But what I can say is I know that Altibandi will be back in April. I don't know the exact date, but we could have Altibandi back in April, and that could be a huge boost for us and to give Anana some time, some games to rest. So for Tom Heaton, I don't know when he'll be back. For Bandir, I think he'll be back in mid-April. John Evans also, I don't know when he'll be back. I don't know. Can't tell. John Evans, his age also can't allow him to recover that fast. So for John Evans and Tom Heaton, I don't know when they'll be back. But for Bandir, I guess and I speculate that they suggest, or rather, in my opinion, I say that he could be back in mid-April. So guys, we all know that Lisandro Martinez is definitely out until the end of the season, and we could have him back in August of the next season. So we wish him all the best in his recovery process. For Amad Diallo, who suffered an ankle injury also in training prior to the game against Spurs, where we lost 1-0. His injury was also announced that he could be out for the rest of the season. But last week there were speculations that Amad Diallo could be back before the end of the season, and maybe he could be back in a partial training in April, and maybe he could be able to feature for us in the remaining matches. And if we manage to qualify for the semi-finals of the Europa League, Amad Diallo might feature for us in the semi-finals, or maybe in the final if we make it the final of the Europa League. So guys, that's my update for the latest injury crisis at Manchester United. We all know that we could have a couple of some players back, as I said. We will have Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, Kobe Mainoo, Luke Shaw, Altibandi. We will have these players back in April. Also, Eden Heaven's injury is not that serious, and we'll have him back late April. So that's it for now. If there'll be any update concerning the injury at Manchester United, I will update you guys on that.